Oh yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Select Talent. We are getting ready for the selection show. Just waiting for a couple more people to check and see how everything's going. Just a little bit of extra around the league. We are okay. I'm gonna
Oh
have to
yeah.
mute that. Ladies and gentlemen, because can't hear myself. It's delayed. All right. So, first, just a little bit about the league. We are trying to get all 134 players into College Football 25. We're doing something different where we have just everyone in one combined dynasty. Even if we have to split that between multiple dynasties themselves, everyone's basically playing in the same group. So, if you wind up taking, let's just pick something, place random, San Diego State, and you don't want to be there, you can always progress. Like we have that built in. We know it's a video game, and we're trying to play, 4 or 5 seasons in college football 25. So that's the reason for the coaching carousel. If you're new and you waitlist, I may not have gotten you all the material about the league, but that will be coming. We were just trying to make sure we got all these selections in because we got a lot of people. We don't have everyone in today. There were a couple people that did not fill out their selection form that we had sent out over a week ago. And with that, the reason we had to change from making your pick live is because we wanted to make sure we know who we're talking to. And it was going to be a mess if we had 150 people up on our screen where you are. That would just be an absolute mess to try to do that on something like Twitch or even Google. You get the general idea. But we just wanted to get ready to go. I've got a couple of people in with me today. There may be a couple other people dropping in. I did send out an olive branch to Anthony S. He's the owner of the Facebook group that most of you found your way here with. And I've got my number 2. That's Bryce. And Bryce is here, going to be taking care of your comments if you have any questions. Again, it's a pretty simple format. We're just going to go start getting through the picks and maybe have a thing or two to say about each school. And we'll just check in with the chat too. But I also have another guest with us. I found out this week that Omar Manning, he is a former
Yep.
wide receiver at Nebraska.
Oh, how
So
y'all doing, man?
doing great, bro. It's just I put a lot of work on this, and I know Bryce has too. So this is the first step. I mean, really, we can't wait to July and actually start playing these games. But without further ado, let me introduce the first player we have in Select Talent. Um, this is a special situation. Like he reached out to me and said that his son plays for Texas State. So unique. You are getting the Bobcats. So that would be effectively the first pick. And then the second one that we narrowed down, also unique, is one of our commissioners. He's got the Sun Belt. So with that, if you have any questions, again, this is more for gameplay later when we're trying to get into how everything's going. We want to make sure that we give everybody a fair experience. I don't mean to limit people, but like if the game's broken, if there's like a play like halfback direct where the computer just didn't pick it up, like in 14, we're gonna kill that. But this is just so we have more eyeballs across because this is 134 people. It's a lot. But next up, I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself. Maybe talk to the people a little bit, Omar. But you're next on the board.
Oh,
I,
yeah, Omar Manning used to play receiver for Nebraska from 2019 to 2022. Yeah, so I play receiver, so this will be my team. Ready to get in there
nice. And how did you get?
and control the Big Ten, man. Yes, sir.
How did you? How did
Come
you?
again?
How did you get to Nebraska? I saw you were from Dallas.
I think you
Yeah,
started
yeah,
at
I'm from Dallas.
TCU though, right? I think.
Yeah,
Yep.
started at TCU my freshman year. Ended up going JUCO for 2 years, 2018, 2019.
At
Came to
Kilroy,
Nebraska.
right? I think somewhere.
Kilgore.
Kilgore.
Kilgore, yeah.
That's out east. I'm from Texas myself. I'm from Waco.
Okay,
And
what part?
Midway. Down by Midway High School.
Okay, okay. Waco?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, know where it's at. But yeah, came to Nebraska during COVID, loved it, had a good time. We didn't win as much as I wanted to, but I enjoyed it, man. It was a great experience.
Nice, and that's actually how Unique's son wound up at Texas State. He went JUCO too. So the JUCO connection. I myself, I didn't go D1. I played D3.
I might know him. What JUCO he went to?
I'd have to pull it up, but we'll get you guys in contact because he also Unique thinks you may have
a little rivalry there too.
Yeah, you may have a common person because he knew he went to Unique. He went to the draft party for Anthony Richardson. So
okay.
So again, it's a small world, but let me go into it. And this is going to be the first pick that we actually had come off the board.
So Drew, Mr. Crucial is actually the first pick. Omar and Unique were both special situations, so we wanted to give them, just let everyone know that those teams are off the board right away.
Yeah, and we also had another unique situation. So one of our commissioners,
technically the first pick.
One of our commissioners, Omar, is a diehard Cornhusker fan. And we bumped him a little bit, and he's okay. But we moved 2 picks around because of it. He wanted just to take what he could get down. I think we gave him pick number 70, which wound up moving up, and then his son actually swapped in, so he would give his son a better pick. He's still in high school, but he's going to join us. But again, just thought that you should know that too. But yeah, no harm. He said give him hell. By the way, so. Next pick is Mr. Cusel. Any guesses? Omar, any guess? Top wide open slate. You can pick any team outside Nebraska. Who do you got? I just want to see if this would work. Big Ten.
Probably going Texas, man. I know. Oh, Big Ten? He choosing Big Ten?
Yeah.
I think he's going Ohio State for sure. Or Michigan. Oh, come on. Who is he? Get him out of the league.
Well, you get to meet up. I didn't check his schedules, but Mr. Cassell with the first pick gets Iowa.
Hey, they were 6-3 in conference record last year, so they had a decent.
Yeah, the defense is fine, but can they get past the 25? Can they get past their own 25 is the question. That offense needs help.
Great team for sure.
They ranked 72nd out of 133rd in points per game. That is rough. You're going to have a little bit of work to do there, my man.
All right.
Matt Campbell as a coach, though.
And with the second pick, we got Bino 24. Also, I believe from the Big Ten. I actually can't see these anymore. They're not in front of me. But the Buckeyes. Buckeyes going to win number 2. And then the next pick.
Squad.
Oh, yeah. There's just the way things worked out. The Power 4 was really top heavy with most of the picks. So you're going to see that. But there's just so many schools that when I was going through everyone's picks, there was only, I want to say, 2 people I had to go down and get their 20th pick, and only one person wound up having to go into the 30s. So pretty much everyone got someone within their top 10. Just to point this out to everybody at home. If you didn't take your time on your picks, though, I feel sorry for you already. But
quite a few people. I mean, not complaining, but 134 is a lot. Trust me, setting it up wasn't easy, and making sure putting the 134 teams there wasn't easy either. So
yeah, you'll understand.
Didn't put it in. Just make sure you get put in. You get put on the wait list.
When we start getting into closer to the season, we're going to open up the our Google Drive for everybody. So that's where you're going to be able to find all the players, and you're gonna see if there's 3 files per team. That's right off the bat. That's over 300 to go through. So you're going to be able to find all the information on your opponents that you want. Really, this is going to be more of a coaching sim than anything else. So if you can take the time, you can start scouting your opponents after week 1. Week 1's going to be fun, though. I can't wait. But next up is Ghost Titan from the Big 12, taking WVU, the Mountaineers of West Virginia.
Okay.
So now this is a pick that's going to break a whole lot of people's hearts. I already know.
Boy.
King K Baller, 24. It took us a while to find you, but you were on the clock. And I say, if I was going back to school, I'd probably wind up here too.
Oh, jeez.
Coach Prime. That's number 4.
don't have much to say about Mr.
8-4.
Sanders.
8-4. They're on their way up, though. They're on their way. Oh,
They're
but
4-8, not 8-4, 4-8.
4-8.
1-8 in conference. Oh Lord.
That's gonna be a fun rebuild.
yeah, but the Big 12,
That's
Big
true,
12
though.
is
That's
Big 12 is easier than the 12 was. Like even
the
with the team they
defense
brought
is-
in.
The defense is the problem. I mean, they ranked 124th out of 133. So I mean, offensively they're not that bad, but the defense is, and they need some help.
Mad King,
I
I,
wanna say,
Type
man,
situation.
is if we can move players and transfer portal, let me get Travis Hunter.
I was gonna say, I think that's what everybody wants at this point. I'm really
Would you
interested.
play him on both sides, or would you try to have him just do
Oh,
one?
both sides
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Yeah.
Video
This
game
week-
makes sense.
Oh, when it comes down to the video game, we're not
Full
using
screen.
we're not using the competitive settings. We're using the sim settings. If you play Madden, so we want to get the
Sim is
players
fine.
tired. We're gonna get
That's
players tired. You're gonna have you got a depth chart to use. You got to use it. So just letting people know we're not being nice. We want to make it interesting. But next up, who's on the board? Chris Donaldson, also another top pick. The Dogs, Georgia. Not much you can say about that.
Yeah, I know Fink's
Saban's
gonna be upset about that. Yeah,
Saban's gone.
Fink's gonna be upset. But
Yeah, one of our
13 and 1.
one of the guys who was helped us found Select Talent. He's a Georgia fan. He went to Grambling State, so we'll get to his pick. His pick may change a little bit. If we can change the in Team Editor, he's probably getting Grambling State, but you'll understand. But next up, Scooter. Not much you could say about those last two picks. They're going to get to know each other.
I wonder if Saban leaving is gonna affect like how they are in the game at all.
Well, see, I thought about
Like,
that.
it's gonna be. I'm not
I
sure
don't.
if-
Recruiting.
I don't because again we're starting from scratch. So I don't know if your coach is gonna be any better than one or a two. So you may be starting off from scratch there too. So it's all going to depend on what you get. The first season may be more on how you actually play, but again you're gonna as coach you start getting your coach points. I can see how some people are going to be really hard on recruiting. Others are going to be hard on gameplay. You might be able to sneak one in if you do gameplay right off the bat, but with a really big NIL budget. I'm really interested to see how that's going to play out. Again, not even seeing the game yet. These are all the questions that I had in my head when I was looking at my teams. And just for true transparency, because I was seeing people's picks, I did not change after I put mine in. So I'm going to post mine. I actually still have 2 of my top 10 on the board. But up next, we've got...
You're way down the list, buddy, so I wouldn't count on it. Sorry.
Let's see. Oh, no, I didn't get my top pick. And we'll talk about that when it comes up. You'll know. You can probably see the Bears back here. But Super Slim, Wolverines. Harbaugh gone. That would be a fun one. That would.
That's also another big question mark. You could fill some shoes. 10-0 in conference. Jeez. Opponents points.
National champs? Much?
That is insane.
Yeah, give the champs their due. We'll give their champs their due.
I am.
The playoffs are going to be fun too. If we have to split the dynasties, every conference champ's going to get a shot. We're going to open it up a little bit compared to real life. But next up, we've got on the board RMFT 010881. Goo Tigers.
That's you.
Where's the worst place to play, Omar? Like
Worst place to play?
stadium wise.
Worst place you were at?
Just stadium wise, like atmosphere, fans. What we talking?
Whole package, and then specifically fans, because that's what everyone wants to hear about.
Okay, whole package. I would say probably the worst. Western. It was small, crampy. Iowa, they got the pink lockers.
I heard about that.
You can tell they did that on purpose. Rutgers was up there surprisingly. They
Really?
They talk
That
about
makes
yeah,
sense.
and Oklahoma. It's like right behind the visitor bench, and you hear everything.
See, Baylor got a new stadium, put the entire student section directly behind the visiting bench.
Yeah, that's the best though, especially when you get to talk trash back to them. I like it.
All right, well, let's see next up. We've got Hokies fan 05. I don't even think we need a. I'm not even gonna waste any time. You know.
Yeah,
See that a lot of people just got their hometown teams because there's some of these that are gonna surprise you here. Not in the top 25.
Up until what the next like 4 or 5 picks are gonna be.
Virginia Tech. I might have to schedule them. The atmosphere is crazy.
Double
7-6.
double
Five
D413.
conference.
76.
Hughes.
Eric
Close to me actually.
Orange. I got an old teammate that transferred there. Play safety.
I mean, I would love to. I think they were high on my list too, for no other reason than being in a dome, just being different. But
That's a good
Mascot
point.
cool too.
I met
Frank
I met
Cole,
I met Coach Boeheim. I didn't at Syracuse, but I know a couple of people up that way. I got to go on an official visit. That was fun. I had a whole lot of fun up there. For being a kid from Texas and seeing all that snow, that was just different. I didn't know what to do.
That's how I was in Nebraska.
Snow sucks, dude.
I live in
It's cool like the first time you see it, and then like after that, it's not all
Yeah,
that.
I actually like it, man. I don't like when it's cold
It's-
without the snow.
no. It's that
It's
So if it's cold with the
it's that 20. It's 36, 38 degrees outside, and you just got that light, steady rain. That is what I hate. I know you get that in Dallas. What's the worst weather you played in?
Michigan, my last year, 2022. My last year against Michigan at the big house. It was snowing.
Whew.
It was
See-
like iced over. We was going pregame and you couldn't even really catch it.
lying on the turf.
It was fun though. It was fun. It was a great atmosphere. Loud as hell, but it was cold. It was probably like I want to say below 20 for sure.
Ugh.
It still felt like
I
ice.
bet.
Anytime you ran, your toe just hurt. That's probably the worst.
All right. Well,
How many grass? Are there many grass stadiums left? Are they pretty much all at turf now? Right?
Northwestern was grass.
I think they're getting a new
What do you
stadium
prefer?
too.
I prefer for your knees and your ankles. I prefer
I agree.
grass.
Ability to
But
cut.
Like, it comes
Right,
with
yeah,
more
for sure.
problems.
I mean, you can't pick a better spot than
It hurts
Hawaii.
like hell.
You don't have to deal with that in Hawaii.
Those rubber pellets get everywhere.
That's a
Okay.
good pick.
Yep.
That's a good pick, Hawaii. almost forgot about
5-8, 3-5 in the conference record.
So that's the first team out of the Pac-7. We had to take a couple of liberties. Basically, the plan is if we can kill the Pac-2, we will. We'll just move them over to the Mountain West. Because the way we have that coaching carousel, we really need to have some play between the teams. So if we can put it together, we will. But if not, we're going to split these 7 and 7 between the Mountain West and the Pac-2. Just so we can, just for balance. That's the only other.
You got a comment in the comment section.
Pick her
Oh yeah. What's your favorite teammate? Who is your favorite teammate?
on.
That's my boy right there. Actually, I played JUCO with him.
Oh, that's awesome.
I want to see what team he gonna get. Yeah, that's my guy.
What pick is Chris? Does he know, or do we? Obviously, I know. I should just look.
I think he's about like probably 102. He's down there.
Well,
He just made it?
everybody down there still got bumped up to around like 70, 80. So like 130, pick 134 wound up moving up
Oh.
because we had
Okay.
people don't understand. Like we had 50 something people didn't fill out that with with their team preference.
He gave
So-
people so much time, man.
So with that,
So
we
much time.
if you missed it, I'm sorry, but we had the show must go
You got
on. So I basically everyone moved up, and then we added the people that are already on the wait list who had already filled out their forms. They moved up as well. So I think the last pick we have is 108 total. So we still have a couple of teams to.
I got it.
Yeah, what pick are we on?
I got it. 16.
Okay. Then and Bimmel and I know the next team's coming up, but the swamp.
Oh Lord.
Florida.
Man, now some of these schools, the way the coaching carousel is going to work, if you're at a place that a lot of people want to go, that's more chance for someone to go in and snatch it. But Florida, that's always been. Again, I'm older. I'm 40. I remember watching Spurrier in the swamp a lot. So these are going to be people that Tyson, Wisconsin. You had to see them, right?
Badgers.
Oh, this is paper, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now next we have a two-time national champion in real life, ultimate frisbee, but still, nope, that's not it yet. This is Jiz Dawa. The Owls. Had to look that up. Kennesaw State, they're going to be new to the game. They weren't in 14. Atlanta, or around that part. I don't really know. I should do more work on that. But Kennesaw State going off the board really early.
Is he the alma mater?
JS, why did you pick them? In the chat as soon as you can. We need to know. Inquiring minds know why you picked Kennesaw State.
Then we got
That's
two pretty good
yeah.
questions, right?
Yeah, I see it. SB, 134. We would have been able to just pick your top team for you right here. There's no way to send it in live because we wouldn't be able to actually clarify who was sending in the picks.
Yeah, it's all about making sure that we got the right people in the right spot because bad things happen, and we wanted to make sure we knew who was who. That's the reason. That's the only reason for the change. That, and it was going to be an absolute mess trying to get all 134 people to do anything on time, because there's already a delay in the stream from what we're seeing versus when you see it. It's about 10 seconds off of my screen, so it was just going to be a lot. We would have to have them in here on the Google stream, and half the people didn't check their email in the first place. So, just saying.
Somebody also asked when you say the pick out, can you say the number like with pick 16 or what?
What slide are we on?
Pick 17.
Sure. So it said Jay Sadiwa, which he's
You just go off the
slide
slide.
17.
So that should have been pick 16. So where's Landboy?
Yeah, that's where we were.
I think
at,
Kennesaw. I think Kennesaw State was 14.
There you go, 15. That makes sense.
So
Thank you, Chris.
Hawaii-
Thank you, Chris Donaldson, for that.
Yeah, this pick 15 right here with Texas. That's a good pick. I'm surprised they're still on the board.
That's all I'm going to say about this pick. That's all I'm going to say.
Down.
That's all you get. But I did actually get to to play some intramural at DKR
We went
in that massive stadium.
12-2, 9-1 in conference. So they were really good last year. That's awesome.
I think they're back.
All right, and back to what I was referring to. We have a two-time college ultimate frisbee champion for Greens. Picked a hometown school in Yukon,
UConn.
Huskies. They're out there a bit. These are going to go through pretty quick because we know some of these
From the
guys.
home state.
The Wild Child, 4L,
Oh yeah.
from Ocala, Florida. Gonna give you a shout out there, Molly Wop. Miami. Oh, this is gonna be a great league, gentlemen. This is gonna be a great league. Molly Wop with.
Their
Full-
rivalry going again.
Well, I think
Nebraska, Miami.
word on the street is I got their coordinator, so we'll see how that goes. I'll tell you about my pick in a bit. Knockout Artist.
Big Ten.
Yeah, I still don't know how that got in the Big Ten, but one of the things I was thinking, if they start getting spanked, the one team I would really look for in the game that I don't think even got picked up yet, San Diego State, with UCLA and USC going to the Big Ten. If they can't win, those local talent may just stick around home. So let me ask you this, Omar:
Yeah,
why'd you pick up? Why'd you go to TCU?
Oh, so out of high school, I had a few guys that I knew that went there and played, and I also had some guys in the area like Jalen Rager. Don't know if you know him, Sean Robinson. I really like the coaching staff there, so
Okay,
that's pretty.
but that goes to what I was saying, like for San Diego State, because you knew people that were there, and I could see the same thing happening. Like in real life, I could see San Diego State starting to blow up and just picking up kids in SoCal. Next up, we have JT Riley. I believe this is his alma mater.
Yeah, man, recruiting it all about relationships.
Okay.
Georgia Tech.
Okay, now this is one of the picks I was talking about. Goated was originally supposed to. This was supposed to be Phil's pick. This is supposed to be Nebraska. So we made a minor change there, and we figured a fair swap because he didn't have any notice. We didn't say what we were going to do. We just went ahead and put you on, Omar. So with that, we just open transparency to everyone who saw Goated below them in the draft. That's what happened. Roger 44 is going to drop down. And with that pick, he got the Nittany Lions.
Pick 19. Pick 19. State. It's not a bad pick.
Steve, right? Yeah, okay. It's pick 21, right? Or pick 20?
If you can look on which take the slide number -1.
Should be 20.
Are you looking at the slides?
I can't see it. I can't see the numbers.
Okay. All right. Clemson. Man.
Yeah, that's still
Clemson
not bad.
How is Oregon still on the board? That's
We
true.
got Christopher Donaldson. He keeping up for us. So this is pick 20.
Yeah, he
State
has
was
it.
19.
Thank you, Chris.
All right,
Appreciate you.
this is probably Grambling State coming up next with bad as feet.
Alabama State.
Georgia
Georgia
Southern.
Southern. Pick 21. Georgia Southern.
Yeah, that was his second pick on the board. And
That makes sense. Yeah, all right. 3-5 in their conference record. Went 6 and
Pick
7.
22 right here. I wonder who going Sam Houston State. I'm gonna be brave enough to take that on.
Somebody requested that. They're coming. I know who has them. But Pitt.
Yeah. I mean,
I saw
pretty sure that was his dream school.
somebody in the comments mentioned
Is his name
Pittsburgh.
Anthony?
I don't know if it was him or not.
Oh yeah, it is.
Let's see if I can scroll back up.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Minty, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that is.
Panthers.
Slaughter Donkey? Going
Yeah,
Rob Zombie?
Nehemiah. It's Nehemiah.
Oh, okay.
Pick 23.
That makes sense.
Florida State.
That's a solid pick. The ACC is really heavy. Like out of this whole set of picks,
Texas
Pick
Tech.
24 right here.
24, wow.
man, the Big 12 is wide open. I can see a bunch of teams having a shot, like a bunch. Just
Anyway,
because.
Brown, what would have been chosen? They would have been
So
washed, bro.
So I looked it up. Baylor and Kansas State are tied with the most Big 12 conference championships currently for teams that are still there. That's 3. After that, I think there's a couple teams tied at 1. Colorado being one of those from before they left, and Texas only had 4 conference titles, and then Oklahoma won everything else. Like if you look up the Big 12 championships, Oklahoma won pretty much more than half. But with the next pick, introduce it yourself. Tell me when to click it.
Pick 25.
Oh Lord, it's a hometown pick, guys. You know,
Okay.
that's what we're doing.
It's
Definitely going to be some clearing out done.
It's not a rebuilding project if you're just building.
That's Mac, right?
Yep.
Correct.
Wednesday night Maction coming at you.
If it's not a rebuilding
Yeah,
project,
I'll-
it's just building. That is,
I
yeah.
would go Bowling Green if I didn't get Nebraska.
Nah, Bowling Green's nice. They're on my list
That's
too.
my NCAA.
Well, someone said, "How will the non-conference scheduling be done?" So, invite everyone that's actually a coach into the Discord, and we have a bunch of different threads that I'm going to be able to Discord that says non-conference schedule.
For a specific,
We're going to be.
I'm sorry because my audio's cutting out a little bit when I'm hearing you. But with that, Coach B, at just to follow for season 2, we're going to open that up because I think we should allow people to be able to set their own schedules. So, like, if you know somebody you want to play that game, we can do it. For season 1, the idea is just go off of what the real schedule is, top to bottom. If you play at again, we shouldn't have the FCS schools in this one, so you're not playing against a player in those, but you would still, and to go a little bit, what you would do if you do play a non-conference game and they're not in the same dynasty, we can keep everyone in one massive dynasty. That's the goal. But if we do have to break it into like sets of conferences or conferences themselves, you'll play the game against your opponent. Play now. We'll record that. You'll stream that one live. But you'll also have to go back and play the game in the dynasty itself on the sticks against the computer. Just that way, because a lot of your advancement in the game is going to be based off your gameplay, like what you actually do, wins and losses. So you got to play those too. So in theory, someone may have to play 4 times in 7 days, but that would be the absolute max. But all rise. Quack, quack,
There they
quack,
go.
quack, quack,
Rookies,
quack,
huh?
quack.
Oregon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they had a crazy team.
That's some good units right there.
They gotta have the most variance in all of college. There's no way they don't.
Okay, now UGA fan. And we know George is off the board. Ole Miss.
Okay, was that his second
It was on down a ways, I think.
school or some? Okay.
Some people wound up going a little further than others. Again, if you went chalk, you probably wound up finding yourself a little further down. But pretty much everyone had like a school that was close to them that they wanted to pick up. I think I did too, but I think the next closest school would be either Purdue or Indiana. So I didn't want either of those. I went back to my
Steve,
Texas route.
That's a good point. He said if we're in season 3 and someone's built like a solid roster and we have to do a play now, you won't be able to use your like anyone on your roster.
Well, we have a plan for that.
At that point, we'll
We have a plan for that.
just have to.
So this won't be an actual dynasty.
We're not sure. We don't know yet. So if
we're not sure how many people are going to be
Okay.
allowed in one dynasty.
Gotcha.
But the idea is what we would do is we'll just ask everybody for a little bit of grace. We'll take if we have to have a week or two off season, we will put the roster together edit it as close as we can, and then have one and then send that one on for play now. Again, we won't know the specifics of how that's going to work out until the game gets here. So just hold on to that, Steve. We'll figure that out later. Also,
We'll know by May. We'll review.
Big Jala.
Oh wow! I completely forgot about them. No one even talked. They're like the biggest independent in the game.
Pick 27, 28. I want to say.
Yeah, I'm surprised they fell that far.
Yeah.
They were like fourth on my list, but just my pick was in the 60s, so they weren't there. The Shark
It's
10.
still a few teams in my head. I'm thinking of this.
What is this land
You got
shark?
out of SEC teams still. Ole Miss, Boston College.
Home pick.
Okay.
I like Alumni Stadium. It looks good. It looks like a tiny little bandbox.
7-6, 3-5 in conference. That'll be a fun rebuild. I wonder if anyone's gonna take the route of like just trying to like build what they have and just try to like progress players.
I mean, it's going to depend on how they do the transfer portal too. Like, I wonder if there's going to be something like where your coach gets a stat where he can just basically keeps players there without having to transfer. Like, I could see that being some type of perk, but because I also see it where
you have to stay there a year or something.
I also see it where your second string is always rotating out. Like, you may keep your third and fourth stringers, but that second string find their way somewhere else. Again, we won't know until July. Always on next
I
set.
think it comes down to part of their classification. Like if you got a freshman or a sophomore as your second guy and a senior as their starter, they might stay. But like juniors
Yeah.
and seniors who will be second stringers,
Yeah, they may even do that off of ratings.
they might get up and leave.
They maybe already thought of that.
Yeah.
In Ohio with the next pick. I kind of went through that a little fast. Sorry, Muskies.
No, it's okay. They went 10-3. They had a pretty good year, and they're in my conference, so I'll see you there, boy. Who's that, Land Shark?
Yeah, this is Jones.
Well, Drew Jones. We all know who Drew Jones is. At least if you watch baseball, you do.
Giants.
Utah's solid. Moving to the Big 12.
Or is it?
That would have been. I can find it now. That would have been 35.
30 was Ohio, the Green, the Bobcats.
I think Christopher missed one. Somebody's saying Boston
Yeah.
College was 30.
31 is Utah.
So
So this would be 32.
32. This would be 33.
Okay. 32 is Utah. Then this will be 33.
All right, back to live action. That's Ethan Gregg with North Carolina.
A nice pick. There's some nice
Okay.
uniforms too.
Yeah, you can play with that a little bit.
Pretty good
Who
pick.
did you miss? Boston College, I think. Right?
Don't worry. After this, we'll get it out for everybody. So we just wanted to make sure we had this live. Oh, why is that blue?
Oh, I wonder why. Shit. I saw something. Did you ever play against Boise at any point? And where it was like, were those blue
I
uniforms?
never
Like,
played
cheat code
against. I had a
on field?
friend who went and played at Florida State. And also, I have a younger teammate from my high school that went to play there. He's there now. I'm gonna have to ask my boy. Like, did the opposing team say it missed him up? But I doubt it.
Right.
On the field, I doubt
Imagine
it.
you.
In the
Block
stands,
that
that
point.
might be hard to see, like coaches in
Oh,
the
he
press
missed
box.
UConn. Okay, that makes.
Yeah, UConn's missable.
Chris, UCLA.
Big Ten.
I don't even remember when Lonzo Ball set that thing afire. It was like the hottest team for like 2 months. That was a crazy year in sports.
Kaiser, who you got? Gophers. Ooh, row the boat.
Okay. Did you match up against Cam Taylor Britt a lot in
Oh yeah,
practice?
hell yeah. I got a lot of film with him.
How was that?
It was cool, man. We alike as far as attitudes and competitive spirit. So it was fun. He never stops talking. So like he'll come over my crib sometimes and we'll kick
Oh, that's
it.
sick.
We talking smack. Locker room, we talking smack. On the field, obviously. He a dog. He's a dog. Those are fun matchups. Made me a better player.
All right, Jesmar with K-State.
Kansas State. Kansas State picked up.
Thank you, Gata. Appreciate it.
I just wanted you to know, DJ, I am coming for your job.
Sick 'em?
Sick 'em. You better win, or I'm coming for your job. And I think I've got probably the softest schedule I've ever seen for a conference. We'll get to it. It's coming, but don't mess up, because I'm coming.
I don't think people understand how intense the coaching carousel is going to get. I think, personally, for me, I think it's actually going to make the big programs feel like bigger programs, and like the lower programs actually feel like a dogfight.
Oh, well, just wait till you see the Iron Bowl with Auburn and Alabama, and some coach is really close to the hot seat. If that costs somebody the job, and these are usually fans, so that would be insane. That last week in the regular season. It's all based off of your conference play, too. So this is a nice pick. I like Arizona.
It's gonna be good.
Is
Areas.
that Arizona or Arizona State?
No, that was
We whipped off.
Oh yeah, they were good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some quarterback is pretty good.
They won the Alamo Bowl last year versus Oklahoma, so can't be horrible by any means.
Arizona 39.
That's an interesting pick. That was relatively high on his list too. That wasn't a 20th down.
I think we were playing NCAA like basketball. Is that what he made? Did he make a mistake? I don't know.
Dad, you have to schedule Buffalo real quick. Real quick.
Anybody choose Kansas yet?
No.
They're gonna have a new stadium in the game. That's gonna be a
No,
nice
they
place
haven't.
to play.
No. That Florida International?
FIU.
Again,
Okay.
I only went off of what you put in, so FIU it is. Ojos
Imagine if
Logos.
they like can get one of their big like hometown teams. If they just picked any team with like their state.
Now there,
I might have did a few tickets.
now there's a couple people here that went ahead and just picked the rebuilding programs. Like there are a couple of small schools that's all they wanted. I don't know if that was the same for
I
FIU,
respect,
but I respect it if you did.
I respect it.
Is that
All right.
at 42?
Speaking of the coaching carousel, if you do not get fired, like there's no way for anyone to take your spot. The only way you are going to leave Houston is on the up because nobody picked Houston in that first form we had everyone fill out. Nobody. It's like the one school that didn't have anyone else.
No one wanted to go to the CUSA conference
Yeah, not at all.
That's crazy. I feel like Houston is,
at all.
that's a good spot. It's a recruiting hotbed.
Yeah,
They usually pretty deep, pretty good.
it's a good pickup actually.
Yeah, I think so.
Mighty Midget, another Big
That's
Ten,
probably-
Big 12 school.
That's probably my favorite place I ever played at. Outside of Memorial Stadium from Nebraska.
Any particular reason in specific? Or was
Yeah,
it just
so
the
I
whole-
played at TCU and it's like when you walk in, it was already almost. It traps all the noise right on the field. And it's like a bowl shape, so it just makes everything seem like you center stage. And it's crazy to me. I loved it. Probably my favorite
That's
place
sick.
to play at.
All right, we already had a little bit of foreshadowing. You asked. Here's the answer.
Okay. I like it.
Sam Houston
I
State.
probably started down.
Is that 44, right?
Yep.
Yep, 44. That's gonna be a hard review.
All right, this is the sneakiest best team I think I found. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really, really excited for my pick.
Oh, this your pick? Okay.
This is my pick. With the easy, I'm in the ACC. Only tough road game I have is FSU. I don't play Clemson. I don't play Miami. I don't play Valtech. I don't play Notre Dame. When SMU bought their way into the ACC, they must have paid somebody really nice for that schedule. Look it up. It's again Texas. They run my offense again. Think 14 Art Briles. We're Baylor. I'm bringing the whole air raid. Is coming to SMU. So look out everybody on the East Coast because I'm gonna be recruiting these kids from Texas. You already know.
That's a good pick.
EKG Dad 11.
Sparty.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Their field always looked horrible to play on anytime I ever watched it.
It's kind of hard to run on. It's a little
It looks like it's like
grabs you.
like thick mud.
That's what it feels like. I got crushed playing. I think I caught like a tunnel screen. I got crushed.
You remember your like welcome to like Division 1 moment? Maybe it was good or bad or both.
Welcome to Division 1.
Maybe you came off the screen
Oh,
or
okay.
you like got hit by a pull or
We were
something.
playing. I think it was we were playing Ohio
Okay.
State. And I'm a pretty good blocker, so I hustle down the field all the time, going to block. And we had a run play going to the right side. I think it was C gap. He might have bounced it outside. A gap, I think, and he bounced it outside. And I'm chasing it from the backside. I'm going to get the safety. And we make eye contact. I'm finna smack his ass. And we hit like this. And I went back. I caught all of it. Grabbed his pass from the inside. He came back with me. No flagging stone, thankfully. But yeah, that's probably the one. I was like, shit. And it was loud in the stadium. D1 for me.
All right, we got about 5 minutes left, Omar, before it's gonna bounce us out of this first meet. Just to give you a heads up, so you don't get shocked when it does. But yeah, pleasure meeting you, bro. I know we're gonna keep it up when it's gonna kick. I'm really excited for this season.
It's gonna be awesome, man.
Next up is D Chav 1034. War Eagle. There's some places you just can't go wrong. Like that's solid. It's gonna be tough, but it's solid. Blue Lightsaber.
I like that pick.
Up in the mountains. BYU. I do too.
It'll be a fun place to play.
Like there's just so many. There's so many choices that there's not really bad picks. Red Wing Panda. Sun Devils.
Sparky. That's a bad one.
Yeah, former home of the Cardinals. That's a big stadium too. Be Easy. App State. App State got a lot of love. Just he's the first person to actually pick him up. But you know they're gonna knock somebody off.
So, someone was talking in the Discord. They're like, if I don't get Appalachian State, I'm gonna leave. And I was like, I hope that's sarcasm.
Whoever got Michigan do not schedule App State.
No, don't do it.
Trap game.
First Service Academy off the board. Go see Weezy. And Air Force. I actually was at the Air Force Navy game this year in Annapolis. All right, this
sing the national anthem in Navy's stadium.
Nice.
I was with like my whole chorus. So you remember it?
All right, now this is a pick that we moved.
It was a lot of fun though.
This is the Nebraska pick that we moved down.
Stanford.
Yeah.
Another ACC school.
Bunch of
Cardinal.
worms throwing the pigskin around. Okay, it's fine.
Lamar on the track.
Louisville? No, okay. Washington.
If you're or something.
Washington. I wonder if they reloaded this offseason. Purdue. 55.
I saw the highlight. I know what you did.
Wow, Chris.
Travis Hunter Killer. that boy, he had a good game.
Wahoos.
Yeah, I saw that. Not a bad pick. Cavs.
Yeah, that's where my brother went to school.
Marshall?
Thundering Herd.
That's crazy.
Man, I want to know how we can plug in the audio for We Are Marshall. We got to be able to play something with that in the highlights.
I think he's about to kick me in a minute.
Yep. Spaz G. Kansas.
After this one, kind of.
Yep. So what we'll do is we're going to take a quick break.
What's this? Kansas is 58.
We're going to take a quick break because we got to move over. We're going to have a couple different people come in. Oh, Omar, again, pleasure meeting you today. We're going to go.
Appreciate it.
We're going to go through. We're going to have interviews with every coach after the game comes out. And as I was saying, we're going to have interviews with everyone after the game comes out. I get a chance to see your team. But give me just a second. We're going to put this on a quick pause, and I'll be right back.
You hear me, Tex? Still live? Going pretty well so far. You sent out to Anthony and then uh who else? I can't remember. Iowa's got to be the most unexpected pick, right? I imagine. All right.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're going to go and get this back on the road. And if anyone joins, we'll have to take a quick break, but we'll go through some of these picks in the meantime. Again, we're about halfway there, so we're on good pace. Now, Deuce O's is a Madden player from the place up north in Canada. Uh, Something about a championship up there. So he's one to watch out for in the sticks. But he's has Oklahoma. Boomer Sooners. Welcome to
Ooh,
going to the SEC. I don't know. I think they're going to get that. That's
that'll be a fun time.
yeah. That's going to be a fun one. So we're at 59. Oh, good. We're about right on pace. We're just over halfway done. So we might have this wrapped up at 9 o'clock. But with this up next is J Brum 024.
Wow.
The Green Wave. I mean, some of these are interesting. I could see that though. They've had a pretty fun offense. I caught them on TV a couple of times, mainly because their uniforms stick out a
So
lot.
Tulane was pick 60, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oklahoma boy, you just missed it.
Wow.
I already know. I saw this.
That hurts, bro.
Like that. Like
That
I felt
hurts
bad.
a little
I felt
bit.
bad. I almost swapped the picks on. I can't do that. But man, got stuck with the Cowboys. But we all know we won.
Dang,
So
man.
OU. So OU
Dang.
coach, Oklahoma boys coming for you. And I know I think there's a Sooner fan in here too. So yep, they found their way. But yeah, that one hurts.
OSU is not bad. They still went 10-4, 7-3 in the conference.
Yeah, but if you're from there, that's like
That's
that's like that's like being a fan of Michigan and getting stuck with Ohio State. That's tough.
Ow.
If you got
Holy
if you guys
Toledo.
want to trade picks, we haven't said you can't do that. But we are going to put a hard lock on any trades before any of the ratings come out. So as soon as the ratings come out, we're gonna kill it. So again, Oklahoma boy, I don't know what you're gonna have to pay to get that done, but you better start working on your own NIL deal.
Damn.
Ooh.
The Dr. Merkenstein, huh?
Thank you for saying that for me. The
East
Pirates.
Carolina?
The
What
Pirates. The Pirates.
Is he switching for booty? Like, what are we doing, bro?
Arr. I could think of so many bad things to say if I ever beat you.
Who in 10? Oh my god!
Yeah,
They're basically
hometown
ranked
team.
last
That's
in
what a
everything.
lot.
Hey, I bet UB had a bad record too, so I can't. What's next?
The Wolves.
Oh.
Red Wolves. I actually I put up a post in the Facebook group. It has over 250 people responded to it because I picked a picture from the first quarter of a Arkansas State home game against UMass, and there was nobody there. Like I could probably count the number of people on the visiting side at about 50. That's just rolling my eyes back. That doesn't count the band; they were in there too.
That doesn't count the bands.
It was slim. King Bo.
King Bo?
415. Who you got?
Bonos, New Mexico State.
The Aggies. The Aggies of New Mexico State. KP 256. They got a new stadium that's about
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt.
Isn't it Vanderbilt, or am I crazy?
I think I spelled it right, but again, I've been doing this a very long time today, so if that came out wrong, I apologize, but I honestly don't care. Just being honest.
Honestly, don't-
You know who that is. That's a SEC team.
No, I know.
I should have just said Vandy. You're right. Rain X, Double D. I wonder if that's friends with Double D. Little clan here. The other Aggies.
Okay.
Ugh.
But it's Vandy, no one cares.
You're not wrong, Goth. You're not wrong. But A&M, that's yeah. There's a reason their coach got fired.
Yeah, fun with that. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you on that one, man. It's not Johnny
Especially with
Manziel
Texas
era
and
anymore.
OU coming back. That's gonna be a bad time to be an Aggie fan. Yeah, Texas is gonna be a problem. Another
Missouri.
SEC was almost bone dry until this set of picks. So you got Vandy, Texas, and also I want to point out that Vandy went before Texas A&M. For those of you Aggies at home, you left first. I don't like
Missouri's kind of a sneaky good team, Loki. 11-2.
Brian Adams, John. Another SEC pick.
Tennessee. Isn't it crazy? Some people call him John, some people call him Adam, and some people call him Brian. He has 3 first fucking names.
I mean,
I'm not. It's cool, but like I couldn't imagine answering to 3 different names.
yeah, Fireball in Texas is enough.
So it should be yes.
Yeah, like if you had Tennessee at the top, like a lot of the top programs, people have their favorites, and then it's not their next favorite, but it's like the third or fourth down. Then people wound up getting those picks. So, well, the people ahead of you had it, 5 or 6 down, and some people just lucked out. James Madison, the Dukes.
Gators fans, okay. That one must have been pretty far down on his list, huh?
I don't remember. Like, there's only
I
a
know,
couple.
no.
There's only a couple that I was like, oh no, we haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
YSLC.
So Tennessee was or not
Yeah,
not Tennessee.
he's putting it in right.
Okay, cool.
And C it with Kent State.
Nice.
River 92.
1-11, Kent State. Oh, that must have been someone that picked one of those rebuilding, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tulsa. Good luck to see, man.
Golden Hurricanes. Yeah, like I said, James Madison was up there. Anyone who wanted to rebuild, some of these teams have never been in the game yet. So like
Definitely a rebuild then.
a clear build, and then Coastal Carolina, it's never been in the game.
Mercenary.
The Mercenary,
Okay, Colorado State.
man, I watched that game against Colorado. They hung in there. It's also where they knocked out Travis Hunter.
Oh, his spleen situation,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. He got rocked. Colorado State came to play in that one. They came to hit. Brett Favre, you.
Southern Miss. That sounds like a place Brett Favre would attend. Colorado State.
Kent State on the way up. I like that, Chris. I see you. I see you.
It's not a rebuild if we make the playoffs.
Again, select talent playoffs. If you win your conference, you're in the playoffs. Also, if you lose in your conference championship game, you are not eligible for the playoffs. The at-large bids would go to Notre Dame and or any team that finishes in either the top 12 or 14 or 16. Again, we'll figure that out when we get there. But for us, you got to win it first. You got to win it to be in it. King Ellis, 1911. Let's see. Big Gun and Louisville.
Okay.
The
Wonder
Cards.
Right. I wonder what kind of offense he's gonna run.
Man,
10-4, 7-2 in conference record. Okay.
B. Brimner, 35.
Illinois.
All right, Fighting Illini. I can see it if you can tap into Chicago.
Oh damn! It's Cupcake.
Cupcake time. Did Cupcake get a cupcake? Let's find out.
Rutgers. Okay.
Like we mentioned, it's a tough. It's you don't want to lose to Rutgers. Capiche? You may not make it back out of the stadium. Let's ask for Jimmy Hoffa. The University of New Jersey.
My high school coach for basketball played at Rutgers.
My high school coach played at Baylor as well.
Southie
I
prime
don't want to
time.
talk about that though.
Western Kentucky.
That's actually a sneaky pick. They've been relatively good as of late. That's one again. If you're in a smaller conference, man, I can't wait to see how some of these games play out.
We're gonna have upsets after upsets, to be honest
Hmm.
with you at this point.
Oh yeah, we don't know who's good on the sticks. Like you can be good on the sticks, you can be a terrible coach. You can have a real great coach that's terrible on the sticks. Somewhere you're gonna meet in the middle, and that's gonna happen in July.
The witty Navy. Okay.
The middies
Extremely historic school.
just beat Army. That's all I have to say. That's all I'm gonna say. Just beat Army. And we
That's gonna
got
be a lot of fun too.
and
Like
Army got a
rivalry
pick.
games.
Army already has a pick, and that's the foreshadowing. Somebody's got them. They're coming. All right, Screaming Rage. Screaming Rage. I don't know if you're watching right now. I know that he asked about his pick. I wouldn't tell him. He's one of my buddies from another game that I play in, and
Cool.
I told him that I hope he likes the color green, and he sent a picture of the Grinch. So the fact that he wound up with the mean green just is
Yeah.
up in
That's
Denton,
funny.
Texas. They have a new stadium, Apogee Stadium.
Can't
And
imagine
he's mean
happy
and
with
green.
that. 5-7, 3-4 with the conference record. All right. I mean, they were defense. Yeah, their offense was pretty good, but their defense was really bad, like abysmal.
Hey, it's room to grow. Room to grow.
Only ways up.
Yes, sir. By the way, I'm going to out recruit you everywhere you go. I want North Texas and myself. I don't care about North Texas or TCU. Well, I'm already getting. I see. I already had to put on the red and made a little foreshadowing there.
Jay Relly,
Jay Relly.
Indiana.
I mean, they had a good
Their
year a year
mascot.
ago. It's just you just gotta get to it and find your system. You can do it.
3-9.
Yeah.
God.
Look at the go back. Can you go back like the last go back the last 4 years? See what Indiana actually did. They're not as
4-8. 2-10.
keep going back.
6-2. That
Six
was
and
COVID
yeah, that
year.
was a COVID year. They almost won the chip.
Then 8-5. Okay, so yeah, so like 2019, 2020, they were a good team. And then 21, 22, 23, it's been pretty mediocre. Conference record this year was 1-8, but we get through it. Wasn't Bacon supposed to stop by as well?
Yeah, I thought it was.
Are you in the stream, Bacon?
I don't know if he got it. We might have had a little trouble there, but
He said I bought a PlayStation Portal just so I can recruit all day, every day.
oh man, I don't even want to think what these recruiting wars are going to be like. Uh, but
I'll
yeah,
give you my whole house without a
Bacon, we
mortgage
thought you were
payment.
coming to join us, but since you weren't, we're going to go ahead and let you know what your pick is. Um, Texas
Are we going
Christian.
with the actual schedule first year? We
Yeah,
might,
as
but I
far as we can.
imagine,
As far
yeah.
as you can. For the first year, yes, and then we can play with it after that. But that way everyone can as you're diving through your own depth chart because of these NIL deals, as you look at your team, we want to make sure that everyone has a general idea. So I don't want to mess it up for the first season. Uh, I know there's a couple weird ones out there. Baylor, Utah is a non-conference game against conference opponents. There's a couple like that in the Big 12. Just with all the moves lately, it's been a little weird. Next, but they call me Bacon. Has Texas Christian. We expect a lot from him. Bacon, we're probably gonna have you do some interviews, but we as soon as we can get you in here. Um,
I'd love to be able to do interviews for
oh
every
yeah,
team and
well
have like a whole culture show would be amazing. Maybe we can split it up per conference and do
yeah,
like
that's what I'm thinking. We are gonna do that. Like that is gonna happen. We're gonna interview every coach after the game comes out before we start to give everyone an update on the start time. It's the first Sunday after the first Wednesday. So we need at least 10 days. I think the game should be coming out on a Friday. So that'll give everybody a little bit of chance to play with the game. Look at your, understand what your playbook is, because we don't want people going in blind. It's been 11 years. So just give everybody that shot first. And then after you've had a little bit, we'll probably schedule interviews. Probably keep them 10 minutes, but we'll bounce around with different people. We may split that up. So not everyone will get the same interviewer, but we'll have basically the same set of questions. But Big Bills 23666. You asked to have your pick for you. So we put that up to our conference commissioners, and I said the first name that came up wins. You have the University of Alabama, Birmingham Blazers. If you have any questions about that, direct that to Banana. Banana. He's actually I think you got him on the schedule with Sam Houston. So when it comes down to your game against Sam Houston, I'm just going to name names. Sorry, Banana. I was going to give you ULM, so Louisiana Monroe, but I was outvoted. Big Brad. I know you've been bouncing a couple emails back and forth, and this is one that I felt bad about because I know this is the first one I'm like, oh, make it stop. I want to say he probably was in this 20-something pick. But Brad wound up at Liberty, the Flames. They did not a bad pick. Nobody's first pick. But I think they went to a big bowl game last year. I think they look them up, Bimble. What did Liberty do?
I got you. Someone was asking about, and they went 13-1. Yeah, they did amazing. 9-0. They lost the Fiesta Bowl 45-6 versus Oregon, though.
Oh, how are you going to handle FCS teams? You just play it. You just play it in the dynasty. So you're going to play every dynasty game too. So
They did get cooked, Drew.
So if you're playing a bowl game against somebody in your dynasty, you can play it. If you're playing again a bowl game in your dynasty, like again, this is all within the same file. If you're playing a bowl game in the dynasty against a playoff team, we're going to have you sim it. Because we can't have the playoffs get priority, and we're going to give them the time to do it and not have to worry about any other games. So
I have a touch of a problem brought up by Rain XD. Apparently, his number one team was Tennessee, and they got picked 2 picks after him, and he got Texas A&M.
I'll double check it. But
we're right here. I figured we might.
Again, I can't see it, and we had some people move around. So again, if so, I apologize, and maybe you guys can work that out. But yeah, I can't go into specifics because I can't see it at the moment.
Okay. Would it be on the survey?
We can find. We'll have all the information. It's not a problem. I just have to get to it.
Okay.
But living the high life, Chanticleers.
Wow.
That's actually a good pick.
Eight and 5, 5-3 in their own conference. That's nice, though. I think he might be one of those teams that tries to work with what he has as opposed to rebuilding.
Now, optimistic with what would have been the last pick in our draft. But he did put it in. We told him that, hey, be optimistic and good things will happen. And he wound up at Akron.
Oh, yeah, didn't someone ask for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's not a horrible pick.
Now the Zips. And now we get to the people that joined us a little late, but better late than never. These are the wait list players that have got pulled up in going to get to start off at the very beginning. And there's still a bunch of Power 5 schools here as well. Again, Chris, we don't know anything about the game. So gameplay questions, this isn't a... We won't have the
We
answers.
sit here, theorize all day.
Yeah, we can
But
we
we
can
don't know
plan.
any concrete information.
We can plan for big stuff, but when you start getting into details like that, that is when it becomes a problem. And we're gonna test the snot out of it. I know that I'm gonna be getting the game early release. I've got a 3-day vacation already blocked for this game. So we got it. Myself, and if anybody in here wants to just run a quick, just even Sim Dynasty, where we just don't even play the games, just recruit and go from there, I'll be happy to take on a couple of options. But I'm going to split that between that and actually playing the game because I need to learn my playbook and such. Which is really what that's what my first couple of days are going to be. It's going to be learning my team and my playbook. Washington State. Although my playbook is really simple, I really have 6 plays and pace and space. You guys are going to have 8 seconds before I snap the ball. But of Washington State, that's actually a really good pick. Too bad Mike Leach is no longer with us for the Pirate.
Right.
UGB 40.
UBG. Duke. All right. It's so interesting.
The Devils.
Other universities are like so small in one sport and huge in others.
Yeah, UBG, just for full transparency, you got your pick in late. We had given everybody a lot of time. We wanted to make sure you got you, but as you can tell, with all those people, we were already midway through pulling it up when we saw your pick come in. So just want to make sure you knew that that's why you got dropped. It should have been further. I almost dropped you all the way to the very back, but again, you were one of the first people to join the league, so we wanted to still take care of you, but that's the best I could do. Again, just try to be open with everybody. And
people have lives and everything, but
yeah,
I think we gave people ample enough time to be able to at least send in the survey so we have your picks.
Yeah,
at
I think
the very least. The very
2 weeks. Was it 1 week or 2 weeks?
I think it was a week and some change.
Yeah,
it was
at least a full week. And I know
it wasn't ample enough time, in my opinion.
So Spencer Boy, 80.
California.
The Bears.
What year
Marshawn
were they
Lynch?
the cover of the game? Like 08 or something?
I think so. Yeah, Marshawn Lynch.
Was it Marshawn Lynch or was it Sammy Watkins? No,
Maybe
it wasn't
Sammy Watkins. Oh,
I don't know
no,
if it was him.
that was Clemson, I thought. But
Yeah, you're right. I can't remember who was on it. Reggie Bush? Anyways.
BYU legend.
Oh,
Bulldogs.
Mississippi State. Huh?
Another SEC school. Like I said, there's some big name schools that are still on the list.
Also, guys, in the Discord, if you guys are here and you guys are in the Discord as well, and you have your team, make sure you just change your nickname to that team, and then I'll be able to assign you easier.
Blake and yellow.
And black and yellow.
Fear the turtle.
Yeah, I can't believe someone sat in a division like a Division 1 like meeting and said, "You know what, guys? I got it. Let's make us the Turtles."
Fear the turtle. Yeah, man. I don't know if you ever seen an angry turtle, like something this big. They're mean.
Snapper?
Yeah,
Yeah,
big
they're big.
snapping turtle.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they're mean. They are. Yeah.
But they're slow. But
Yeah.
I don't think I would want to stick my toe out and let it have a shot.
Well, no, of course not. Of course not.
That's probably how that happened. I don't know. At least we don't have Presbyterian and the Blue Hose in the game. There are worse mascots.
Arkansas. Why
Yep.
didn't know Arkansas? I know
Oh,
you've
yeah.
seen that video. Girl
Razorbacks.
Trying to learn English.
We killed you a couple years ago in the tournament, by the way.
Whoa!
I don't even know. Hey, look up the Baylor Clemson score for me.
Baylor. You mean
Baylor versus
Arkansas?
Clemson.
Oh.
They're playing right now. I just don't know. And
Oh.
if you can't tell, it's,
Ooh. Baylor lost 72-64.
well, there goes my bracket. And now I get to concentrate on college football. All right.
Sorry,
Darth
man.
Hawk. another
Carolina.
SEC school. Now, South Carolina, I can't believe they fell that far. Like these are some pretty we're in the 90s yeah, he probably was scared of Clemson.
What does Clemson even have?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
But Steve-O's got Clemson, so
Oh, okay.
now Rashad Colvin.
Utah State. Okay.
Another set of solid way out west. Again, the Mountain West is again, some of these smaller conferences are going to be fun just because you have a better shot. Like if you're Indiana, you are probably looking at a very uphill battle against Michigan. But if you're Utah State and you're playing Colorado State, the gap is much smaller than it would be in some of the bigger schools.
Some of these usernames, bro. You guys really gotta like mine isn't great, but like mine is like some of these are just out of pocket, bro. Like,
Oh,
then you pick NC State. Your breath nasty. Like, what the?
I mean that's perfect if you're breast nasty because that's a nasty it fits. It fits. Like if you look at their logo, it fits. That's all I'm gonna say. I can see it, nasty. I can see it.
Dirty wolf.
Mac 2752. Right near Stadium. That's all I got. Yeah. Next. Sorry, Mac.
Tiger Lily.
Tiger Lily Katie. This is one of the last picks that we got in.
Cincy.
Going to the Big 12. Bearcats. If you've ever been on campus at UC, it's nice. Like I like it because they have everything centralized. So you've got their football stadium. I was able to walk down. No, it's open to the public basically, and their basketball arena is right next door. So they have like everything all right there in the middle of the campus. It's nice. They
Mm.
For being a commuter school, it's not bad. I can see how they're doing things.
They sucked though. They went 3-9.
Welcome to the Big
Conference
12.
rec-
It's like some of these with all the conference realignment, some people just wind up going to places that it's going to be better for you in the long run, but that first year is going to
Yeah,
be tough. Oklahoma, I'm
crazy.
looking at you. I can see you going something terrible. I
Yeah,
feel
in
bad. I don't feel bad
2022
for OU. Goodbye, by the way. I'm a Baylor homer. I'm not going to deny that. But Mr.
I'm sorry,
Jackson,
Miss Jackson.
woo,
I am for real. Jacksonville State. That's hilarious.
that's a win. That's a win. Jackson at Jacksonville. That's awesome. Again, I didn't even put that together until just now. I was just going through. I went through 109 people with all of those picks. It took me the better part of the day to do. I think I started at 10 and finished at 6 with about a half hour lunch. It was basically a work day for me to put this together for everybody, just so you know. But Toner for Life 13.
Army.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go. Conference USA. Conference USA got a lot of love too.
Oh, you about to get
Unsurprisingly.
dog walked in the SEC?
And you wanted Army too, right? So yeah, that's going to be a fun set of battles there with Navy and Air Force. little extra on the line. Skadak!
Skibbity pop 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 pop. Oregon State. Okay.
The Beavers.
Eight and 5, 5 and 4 in their own conference.
Yep.
It's not horrible.
Up next is Trolley, 18.
Middle Tennessee. Oof.
The Raiders. Actually, I've been watching some film. I've been catching back up on coaching and took a look at a couple of things with them. Actually, they had their offensive coordinator do a whole breakdown. I want to post that for everybody if I can find it again. But look, basically an hour breakdown of how they do their run game and the RPO. Just something that if you aren't as informed on college football as some people, it's a good way. There's just so many resources now. You can basically pick up a lot in not a lot of time. But we're wrapping up here pretty quick. Papa Wheels, 69.
Bowling Green.
Bowling Green. That's Omar's number 2 pick.
Yeah, these next 20 or so picks are gonna be just.
I mean, the MAC is fun. The MAC is fun. If you didn't have Buffalo, I probably would have done something like that. I would have tried to get Bowling Green. They had a former Baylor coach out there for a while.
Oh, okay. Be so fun. Or
Boise
BSU
State.
fan.
Boise State. That's what I'm thinking. Or Ball
That makes
State.
sense.
One of the two. Central Florida, out of the Big 12.
Okay.
Home of Baylor's largest comeback ever. The Miracle at Magic Mountain. Sorry to rub that in your face, VSU fan, but you've got some work to do. Again, some of these schools that bounce around the conference, it's not always pleasant. Let's see.
Field multi, right?
Yeah, I think we only got 3 left, right?
Yeah.
Field multi.
And then after the next 3 will be kind of.
I'll pull after this. I'll pull it up, and we'll start to do another recap. You know what I'm saying? That way we can just go back from the top, and we'll just speed run through it, just in case people miss stuff.
Okay.
Because I don't know if that count is accurate either. I think we may have skipped something.
Oh, we have 3 left. Memphis. Nice.
Tigers. They have the Bengals helmets in blue and silver. They got a lot of cool looks. If I was going just off of the jerseys, that would have been up there.
Wow, they had like one of the best offense in the country, basically.
Yeah, that's not a bad pick. Like I said, there's not really there's some that are questionable, but if you were looking for a rebuild, then you can find what you want.
South Carolina. Someone asked, is there a window to change to a team that wasn't drafted?
We'll get back to you.
Right? I don't think
I
there
don't
should
think there's
be.
a problem with that. We just need to know if there's a consensus on that.
This is the last one, right?
I think so. Zach SFK.
Was South Carolina already picked? Yeah, at 93, South Carolina was already picked.
All right, well, hang on. After we get this, we'll just put a shelve on that. And actually, you know what? I can show you how I was doing it.
I'm going to the survey. Name's Wolverine Doc, right?
Yep. Let me pull out the survey. What was his number? If you can find it. Oh, I can do it that way. So, a little behind the scenes for you guys. This is what we were going through. The reason why we had you fill out the form, we actually paid for this just to make it somewhat easier on us. So Let me go ahead and pop this stuff.
Wolverine doc.
It's gonna be easy to find. Do it the other way. I got it already. Here we go.
22.
Huh?
Participant 22.
Okay, so let me go back up here. 22. So we're gonna make his pick on the fly.
Well, it'll be the next one after South Carolina, right? Hopefully that is not picked, obviously. Where was
As you
South
can
Carolina? Southern Miss. I don't know if that was picked, was it?
Yeah, it was. That's these are all.
UCF was picked. A&M was picked. Texas Tech.
Western Kentucky was picked. Washington, Western Michigan.
Western Michigan wasn't taken.
I don't think so. Nobody would pick. I would have noticed the Broncos.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
So we'll make that
So-
change. If you can do that, because I can't really edit the slide either.
Yeah, so pick 93 was South Carolina, and then pick 105 was Western, or
It should be Western Michigan.
yeah.
Thank you for pointing that out, crowd. Like, I really do thank you for that. I mean, if I made one, maybe two out of 109, I'm gonna take that any day.
A lot better than the pick draft.
Ugh.
That was rough.
And with the last pick, South Florida.
Nice.
All right, so let me go ahead and clear that.
South Florida did pretty well. 7-6, 4-4 in the conference record. You said you just want to do a recap?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Give me just a second. So if I slide this over, what I can do?
Might be able to put it full screen, like the slideshow.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. But it's still only going to do that a little bit. Well, let's just do it this way. We'll just leave it.
Tell me a little about UCLA on stream? Sure. Yeah, if you guys don't know not a lot about your teams and you want me to look up some stuff, just let me know. UCLA this last year went 8-5, 4-5 in their conference record. You guys' coach Chip Kelly. I don't know how you feel about that, but
All right.
they won the LA Bowl 35-22 versus Boise State.
Well, we know Unique and Omar, what they have. Cusel.
Texas State and Nebraska.
All right. So what was the question? It was Tennessee is the question, right?
No, South Carolina was pick 93.
We already knew that, and we fixed that. The other one.
Correct.
So who was saying something about Tennessee?
Yeah, he said Rain XD said he had Tennessee as his first choice, and he got Texas A&M, and then Tennessee was chosen 2 picks later.
Let me double check. What was the gamer tag?
Rain XD, I believe.
right, 73.
Yeah,
All
Rain
right.
X double D.
We'll figure this out now.
Looks like you guys have a freshman and a junior. Oh, you got a couple freshmen at QB for UCLA. Justin Martin, Dante Moore. Looks like Ethan Garbers might be your starting QB.
What was the number again, Bimble? For Rain X?
Um, for Tennessee.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
for the other one. The one that says I had Tennessee.
Texas A&M.
I just needed to know the participant number.
Oh, okay. 1 second. Sorry. Name was Rain XD. Double D.
I got it. 7-3.
73. Yep. I'm just gonna leave it up now. I closed it last time. That's why it took me so long.
You did.
Let's go. I'm late, but just seeing that I got Wisconsin. Is that your first choice, Ezra? Teams are still available. It's a little bit of a loaded question.
There's a lot.
There's at least like 25
So
teams
then,
left, right?
what on the other? So if that's Tennessee, what does Brian Adams have?
Right. You need me to find his
I can.
participant number?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get it.
12. 12.
12. All right.
Penn State, Ole Miss, North Carolina, Florida State, Colorado, Auburn, Alabama, Texas, Minnesota. I don't think Minnesota was taken, was it?
No, you get A&M. They just swap.
That's sick,
Yeah,
actually.
we're just gonna make that swap.
Cool. So, what pick was?
Because if Tennessee was a first, I don't think any of these were going to be available between. Because Penn State went early, Ole Miss went early, North Carolina maybe. Because didn't that go pretty late?
Yeah, but I don't think it was late enough to.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, so Rain and Ryan Adams are just gonna swap.
Yep.
You guys hear that in the chat?
I
think
can I can no longer see the chat just because of how things moved around.
All right.
There we go. I got back. All right. So let's go back over a very quick recap. I'm just going to go ahead and fire these away. Mimble, you don't have to really say anything. I'm just going to go off the list
Okay.
and just power through it, so to speak. That's not what I wanted, though. Google is weird.
How so?
I have to go in present mode, and it's weird. because now I'm stuck in present mode.
Minnesota was taken 36. Thank you.
Yeah.
Kool-Aid.
So, like I said, that worked out pretty well. It could have been much worse. So, again, Unique had Texas State, Manning with Nebraska, Iowa, Ohio State, Ghost Titan with WVU, King K, Coach Prime, Donaldson, Georgia, Scooter, Bama, Michigan, the Tigers. Actually, this would be great because we could just put music over this and just run through it. You know what I'm saying? We can clip this out later.
Yeah, I think that'll work really well.
Meet select talent. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make it.
So who did Banana Cream Soda get? Did he go through yet?
No, he did. He Sam Houston State University.
What conference was he supposed to be in?
Don't even worry about that no more. We'll figure that out later. Hurricanes. Southern Cal. GT. State. Pittsburgh. Slaughter Donkey. FSU. Buffalo. Oregon. Any other questions from people in the chat?
Anyone want to know a little bit more about their team? Question about what's the plan for the rest of the unfilled spots? We're just waiting for people to.
Well, we may be able to do something where we let people have a chance to swap their pick out. I don't know. We're going to talk about that. Give us a day to do that. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to touch this league for a week. I put in way too much work. So don't expect anything quickly. Most likely what I'll do is I will put a week furlough to let the people who missed out on their opportunity to get in early that have still signed up. We, again, have over 160 people in the league. We only had 108 actually fill out their picks. So I'm sure we're going to have to deal with a little bit of hate mail tonight as to why not. But again, we gave people ample opportunity. So I would say no to immediately swapping picks with the field because we were going to give the field to everyone else. Probably give me a week. And then probably that following Monday we will open that up. But that's something you would run through one of us. We not just an open pick. I'm coming for you, Supa. There's just so many. And there's two of my teams that are still on the board. I had really high expectations for both SDSU and then for another sleeper I thought because the location would have been Florida Atlantic. but it appears I lost Bimble. But I'm just gonna go through this. Let's see. Yeah, exactly, Colby. That's what I'm thinking. Once we get to start playing against people, start to know it. Like one of the goals I have is really I just want to have everybody here be able to just play against each other. Like understand that people things happen, people have to go on, but the plan is for season two to bring in 32 new coaches um, and start a Madden league. If we have 32 people that want to do that, again, by all means, we're not going to force anybody to go and take an NFL spot. We're not kicking anybody. Um, Again, we're still going to be recruiting actively because of the simple fact that people may leave after when the going gets tough. So we're going to be prepared for that. Again, we just want to keep playing games. I'd love to see this group playing, 4 years from now, 5 years from now in college football 30, being in, something like 25 seasons. If someone joins after today, at the moment we're first come, first serve to getting in their picks. First, they need to do the same thing. They need to fill out the league form so we know what schools they're looking at for the coaching carousel. And then to follow that up, then they also have to get us our picks. We're going to have the second form open for about a month. After that, I'm not going to pay any more on it. Uh, but we'll just go ahead and the first pick that we get where we can confirm that we have them in email and their gamer tag and we have the form filled out, we'll go ahead and we will call that good and just give them the next pick available. That's the reason why we're giving them a week, because we do have several people that didn't. If we're at 109 and we have probably 50 people that we missed. That is Bimble's category, and we should have gotten those out to you. If we haven't, we'll work on that. But if you're in the draft today, we're going to be working hard on getting you that Discord as well. Again, I may find a way to tag that here. But the other thing we're trying to do is, and why it hasn't been so open, is we're trying to make sure it's limited to our coaches because, again, with only 134 slots, if people start to see it and it starts to take off, then quite simply, we want to be able to make sure that we cut down on the noise ratio there. But to answer your question, we should expect that soon. Yep. We'll get everybody that Discord invite. That's why we added that in the second form, because we realized we probably should have had that when we started. Minor errors, and hopefully we never have to do this startup again. With the whole idea being, we just keep rolling in. If we need a fill in, that's one thing, but we're not going to have to go from scratch with 100 people. Also, we are trying to. We do have a plan in place to try to talk to EA and see what we can do about getting a server for ourselves. But that's another. That's something we're not going to go know about until May when we get all of the information about the game. Really, we'll know more about the game once we actually get our hands on it. But if anyone at EA wants to go ahead and have me beta test, I'll be happy to. If you could pull those strings, I'll be happy to break it. Liberty's a really good pick, though. Coastal is too. I know we didn't. I know it probably not showed up here as accurate, but we are switching Tennessee and A&M. But of course, we wanted to fix that if that was your first pick. I'm glad we were able to solve it quickly. But I think this is about everybody coming up. And if anyone has any other questions, feel free to go to EA headquarters and on the Facebook group, and we'll be happy to answer your questions there. Again, thank everyone who logged in and watched. These are the picks, and again, I just hope everybody has a great evening. Hope your bracket isn't busted like mine is. And I've been working on this for the better part of a whole day, and I cannot wait to have this wrapped up. And again, we know that one's changed as well to Western Michigan, and then finally Zach with South Florida. But thanks again, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight. We got some cool people coming, and I can't wait for July. But expect more information. Make sure you've subscribed to this channel because we can punch out a lot of info here. But I hope you have a great day, and take care.